We've been getting lots of questions about the camper van we're renting here in Australia, so come on in and we'll show you around. The rear of the van is the most convertible space. Here it's set up as a living room with comfortable seating all around. With the table in place, it becomes our dining room or our workspace. At night, the entire area converts into a comfortable king-size bed. To save us from having to transform the area back and forth between a bed and daytime use every morning and evening, we found that leaving the bed 2/3 in place during the day worked really well. It gives us a place to sit and room to store our laptop bags and other items while driving. If we need a table, there's a second one available up front. When it comes to preparing meals, John's going to show you around the galley.
We'd like to give you a quick tour of the kitchen in our camper van. I thought we'd start right here in the main cooking area. It has two obvious necessities, the first of which is the sink. We use it to store our dish soap and our hand soap while we're traveling so they don't slide off the counter. And the other side being the cooktop. Lift the lid, 3 burners. Now, before we can use the cooktop, there are 2 things that need to be turned on. The first of which is the LPG or propane.
Turning on the propane for cooking or firing up the water heater is easy. Simply open the access door and turn the tank valve fully counterclockwise, exactly as we do in North America. Then turn the 3 gate valves behind the tank 90 degrees, lining them up with the pipes to allow propane to flow.
And the second thing is there's a power switch. So in our master control panel here in the kitchen, we have a switch for the range hood that needs to be on. Of course, that's down here in Australia. In order to use the igniter on the stovetop, or to use the overhead on the range hood, which is the light, and also the fan. So without that switch on, these don't work. But of course, this is pretty standard for a cooktop. Push and turn the knob, push the igniter, and you've got heat for cooking. With the sink and the stovetop in operation and their lids up, obviously there's not a lot of counter space, but there is a flip up, which provides additional space while you're cooking. Beneath the stove, we have our refrigerator. The refrigerator runs on 12 volt when we're not hooked up, or on 240 when we've got shore power. Small freezer section up top, and so far it's been doing great. The rental came with everything we need to cook, which includes pots and pans. Those are right here. And then in the drawers just to the right of that, we have all the silverware, including a cutting knife and tongs, all those that you need for cooking. Came with dish towels and a cutting board and some utensils for working on the grill. At the very bottom is our dishes, full set for 3 people. That's because this is the Ultima Plus, which has the extra berth here for a 3rd person. And last but not least, we have our microwave. We haven't needed to use it because we haven't reheated anything while we've been on this trip. And storage for the other kitchen appliances. Came with a toaster, more pots and pans, an electric kettle and a cooktop kettle if you want to make your tea outside, and a French press for making coffee.
The bathroom is similar to a wet bath in North America, with the shower, sink, and toilet all in one compact space. The other similarity is that you need to turn on the on-demand water pump to use water. As John mentioned, down is on in Australia. The toilet works a little differently than we're used to. If you saw our video about hooking up and dumping tanks, you know that campers here use a cassette system. So to flush the toilet, you have to first turn on the switch for it, remembering again that down is on. Lift the lid, and for guys depositing liquids only, lift the seat too. Now open the gate valve. That's right, you will not be depositing liquids or solids into the bowl, but directly into the cassette through the open valve. Once you're done making your deposit, push the blue button to flush the bowl out. Close the toilet valve, put the seat and lid down, and you're done. One quick tip that can save you a headache: if you try to start the engine, but it won't start, instead sounding a warning, it's probably because you're still hooked up. If power is coming into the system, it knows to prevent you from driving away with a cord plugged into the pedestal. What a great safety device, and one they should consider equipping North American RVs with too. We're excited to announce that Maui, Australia is including RVgeeks viewers in its special Go by Camper discount program. For complete details and a promo code to save on your own RV adventure down under, visit thervgeeks.com/Australia, where you can also follow along on our entire trip. The pro is that you don't have to bring the campervan over here to dump it. This is exactly what almost every dump point we've seen looks like.